What's up, guys? Destro here with another look at some of the figures we got this week. Today we're looking at the GIJOE Classified Iron Grenadiers Destro and the Iron Grenadier Despoiler. Now, I had a feeling this was going to come out. I knew it was going to come out, but I honestly thought that we were just going to get the figure. I had no clue that they were going to decide to go ahead and do the vehicle. Now, which is pretty cool. It's actually very exciting that we're actually getting, more vehicles. Very surprised because back in the day, I had this when I was a kid. I had this, and unfortunately, of course, like most of the vehicles, I can't find it. And I remember it being really small. So this is freaking huge. This box is huge. It's just the size of the Vamp. Remember, the Vamp was way bigger than, and we're going to talk about that a little later. I'm not doing any comparisons, but I already took this guy out, and I wanted to see how big this thing is, and it's huge. So that's one reason why this thing didn't fit in my box. We have it on this little ottoman that I have, but as you can see, let's talk about the artwork in the box, which is really neat. I really like the artwork. You can see Destro there on his Despoiler, and then the army, the mast on the bottom there, which is cool. Got the Iron Grenadier signs in there, and here is Destro inside with that screaming head. I mean, this Destro looks freaking awesome, so I'm very excited about that. On the side, we have the attributes here. We got number 203 and the QR code, and the little portrait of him. And then we got the artwork on the side. It's really cool. Like I said, 203, so, well, it looks really good. And then, of course, here's the back of everything that comes with this Despoiler, everything that you can see. Actually, it tells you also where to put the missiles and everything here, and where to put the flaps and all that. So it kind of gives you the instructions instead of giving you instructions. But yeah, this thing is it's very, like I said, I mean, I'm excited about getting obviously more vehicles in the line. I've been asking for that for a while, so it's really cool. But I'm very surprised in how they did this compared to what I thought it was going to be. Anyway, so let's go and get this out of the packaging to get a closer look at the GIJOE Classified Destro and Iron Grenadier Despoiler. We'll be right back. All right, let's go and get started with the Despoiler first. Usually I get the figure first, but I want to kind of get this kind of out of the way. I mean, it's not horrible. It's nice. It has beautiful colors. The gold, I mean, the gold actually looks really nice on it. It does give me that reminiscence of the original one. I did have the original as a kid, so I do feel like this is, it does give that look. When you open it, though, like, you don't have much assembly. You just gotta attach the wings, the fins, and the missiles. That's it. So I remember back in the day when you had to build your toys, which I really like. I like that whole sense of building it and, having it out. That was a lot of fun. So there's still, some of it you can build, but not all of it, right? But that's okay. I mean, you got some of it. Also, the decals are already on there, which is, I think that's the biggest pain, because you have to like kind of align it right. Because I bet you if I did this myself, this Destro would look nice, but the other one would be like all janky and trunky and all that. But yeah, let's get a closer look. So let's go to the side. You got the Destro emblem here, then you got it here, and you got this, I don't know what that is, and then you got this crescent here, which is cool. So then we got the back of it. You got those engines that go make blast stuff, and you have holes in there to put some blast effects, which is pretty cool. And then you got the side here again. You got that, I guess it's 57U, and then you got that, so same thing. On the top here we have Iron Grenadiers with the swords. Then you got the cockpit. You got this is not movable, that's a disappointment, but that's the steering wheel. Got this big old chair, and then you got the cockpit, which has a sticker, and they said there's Baroness on there. I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there she is. So I don't understand. I guess for him not to be distracted by the new character. What's her name? Um, Mistress Armada. Is that what her name is? Yeah. So you got that's a big old chair. It looks comfy. It looks like like one of those comfy reclining chairs on it. Doesn't move or anything. On the bottom we have all black. Nothing really that stands out. You have these. I guess are this supposed to go that way or the other way? Wouldn't it go back that way? But I guess this holds it up. There's not like a hole for a stand. This should have came with a stand, especially for $110. This should have came from this thing was $110 by the way. But we'll get into the price a little later when I do my final thoughts. We have this basically machine gun, rotating gun, which is cool. It also has ports for blast effects, and then of course the missiles. You have 6 of the little ones, and then 2 of these big ones. And I remember that completely. I think I think I might still have this thing in storage, but it's missing a lot of stuff. So anyway, and then of course you got these front missiles. They go just however you want to go. So yeah, I mean, it is cool. It's like I said, it's way bigger than I thought. Like I honestly, when I heard about it, I was like, oh, it's gonna be cool because it's really big. And I remember back in the day, like I said, I had it and it wasn't that big. Like I remember, I also had Serpentor's Chariot, and that one was this big also. So I thought maybe this would be the same size as Serpentor's Chariot, but they made it bigger, which I guess is cool. I don't really have a big problem with it. The only issue, and I think a lot of collectors will have an issue, is where to put this on your shelf. Like, how will that come up? And now that he's finally here, I can redo all that, which I'm going to do, because Iron Grenadiers is finally growing. It's getting bigger and bigger, which is cool. But yeah, all right. So let's go and get Destro out. He's actually the star of this whole thing, so we'll go ahead and get him out, and then my final thoughts. We'll be right back. All right, here's the mighty Destro out of the packaging, and he definitely, like, I didn't collect the first one. I was kind of late to the line. My best friend was all into G.I. Joe. I never had the original vintage one, so my introduction to Destro was this version, and I do have the vintage one. Unfortunately, it is broken. I need to get it fixed. It's yeah. So sad. I have to get that fixed because it's But anyway, so the good thing about it is that when I look at this, I'm like, whoa, like it actually reminds me of the original figure, which is really cool. This guy looks freaking awesome. Let's go ahead and get a closer look. He does come in the packaging with this screaming head, which is insane. Kind of has like a green spot in front of his eyeballs, which is insane. I mean, that yelling face, he's angry. He has underneath his, that I guess it's a suit, or just shirt, or handkerchief with that diamond in the middle. He's got this big old shoulder pad thing that does exactly have from the vintage figure. So we have that, got a shoulder pad here. This black is nice. It has a nice shine to it. Underneath we have some ropes here. So, and then we have the little Destro sign there, the little skull sign there. I mean, he has like everything Destro. Like his belt has also that skull with the red around it. Let's go to the back. You got the black, and then of course his soft goods half cape or whatever, which is pegged through here. It's funny because when I took it out, I was worried, but it, if like when I pulled it out, I think I pulled it too hard. I thought I tore it. I was like, no, but no, it just goes there, which is cool. I mean, like I said, he's got these big old chaps and stuff. He got a gun holster here. His big old boots. You got more of the Destro diamond there. It's so funny. These damn, I don't know. I think in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think these should be glued on and just leave them like that. Because I don't know how many people take the straps off. I don't know who does that, but they just always fall. So yeah, I mean, you got a lot of nice little gold everywhere. Those kind of dots on the boots. I think these are boots, right? No, these boots are down here. And then you got the steel toe here on the front and the back. I mean, he looks great. I like this guy, and I remember the 25th anniversary. You can only get him. He didn't come with the Despoiler. It just came out regular, so that's really cool. Did this thing come off again? Oh, sure it did. Is that going to be an issue? All right, so I mean, that's cool. So let's go and look at the accessories and stuff that he comes with. Here's his other head, which everybody knows. I don't know, I'm kind of confused with those green eyes or whatever's on there. It looks like he's looking at something, right? So you can either display him either way. I think I'll display him with this head. Next up, his revolver, which also has the gold. So we've seen this before. I think the Pimp Daddy Destro, I think they had that gun too. He's got his sword and the sheath here, exactly like the vintage. You got the gold edges on here. Is anything special on there? No. Thought it maybe. No, I thought maybe it had like a gold thing, but then the sword is all in gold. It looks nice. It looks really nice. He also comes with another sword, which I thought interesting. It's a claymore, which is really interesting. Has a gold tip here, the black, and then on this arc is gold, and then all the silver blade. It's a really big sword. It's huge. It's huge. And what I thought was very, very, very cool is this shield. Like, he never came with the shield before, but this is freaking awesome. Like, I like the fact of the matter is that you have the head here, and then I honestly, to be honest, I think it would have been better if this was here. You can pull it out, because unfortunately you don't have any storage space for this thing. So that would have been, I think, a better idea. I mean, it still looks cool. I like that sword in there or whatever. But yeah, you got a lot of gold detail on that, which is really cool. And then on the back, for some strange reason, and I honestly think, like I said, like with Anti-Eternity He-Man from the Masterverse, his shield was so cool because you can put the swords in the shield. And I think this is what they should have done with this, because they did add these little blaster effects on here, which I guess are cool, But I think that would have been a missed opportunity to have. This would have been pretty cool onto there. I'm just saying. But anyway, this is a really cool shield. We never had a shield before, so. But yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get him on the Despoiler. It'll pulls down, and I'll get my final thoughts on the G.I. Joe Classified Destro and Iron Grenadier Despoiler set. All right, here is my final thoughts on Destro from the Iron Grenadiers with his Despoiler. First and foremost, I do like it. It's really cool. It's really big. It's actually abnormally big. So it's a little. I think it's a little too big, to be honest. But it's pretty cool. I like it. I love the Destro. They did a good job with him, the head sculpt. I love that sword. He could have done without this, though, to be honest. Like, because where the heck do you gonna put this? Like, that's the only thing I don't like. I think if they would have done something with, putting it towards with the shield, that would have been pretty cool. I like the fact that they did the shield. That shield's freaking awesome. That is cool. As for the Despoiler, looks cool. It looks nice. I mean, it's not terrible. Now, here the thing that I don't like about this is the price. This is too damn expensive. $110. I mean, to be honest, I think these toy companies have been, they know that the adults, us, we got money to spend, right? Or some of us do, not anymore, right? Because it's just hard now for everybody in this economy. You know what I mean? I got this. Only reason I got this is because I had those coupons. I saved up, because I saw the price and I said, "Oh shoot." I mean, of course I could have bought it. I mean, I bought more expensive, more stuff, but for to get bang for your buck, to get the quality on it, I don't think this is worth the $110. I'm serious. Like this, I would say $80. You know what I mean? Maybe 90. But 110. I mean, they did the Vamp $100 a couple years ago, a few years ago, and I thought that it fit because the Vamp is a pretty big, vehicle. This is a big vehicle too, but it's just a Chariot. There's not more to it. It should have been on the same price as what Serpentor was. Honestly, let's be serious, because this thing is even bigger than it's bigger than that. So, I heard that I was watching one of the podcasts. Somebody said something that this was their worst pre-order ever. Like nobody pre-ordered this thing, and I know why they didn't. They're gonna wait till it goes on sale, and I don't blame them. And should I have waited? Not necessary for me, because like I said, I had the coupons, and plus not only that, this is I remember having this Destro as a kid, so this was my little thing that I had to get. I was very surprised when I put it up for the size. The box is huge, everything is huge on this, but like I said, we even the discussion with Dusty, the new Dusty with Sandstorm. That cheap. Oh my god, that to me is another thing. A $54 for that. Come on, Hasbro. People are not. It's crazy. I as a consumer, sometimes I think, well, damn, I need to just wait. And I think I can understand people waiting on this. Like, is it worth $110? No, I'm not. I'm telling you straight up. Like, if you really, really want it, go ahead and get it. Like me, just go ahead and get it. But if you can get it on discount, I'm sure it's gonna be on sale. Probably be at Ross. You know what I mean? Just like the Stinger, which I was very surprised that the Stinger was showing up at Ross. But I would wait. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you buy this? Are you waiting? What do you think about this crazy price increases? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, we'll see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen,
make sure you like, share, and subscribe.